So, but Furious Heights coming up next. This is Tox's map pick now, so maybe he'll feel a little bit more confident here. He is going to have access to a railgun as well,
right?
Which could make a bit of a difference. Although I think really going through the last 2 days, he hasn't been as impactful, I think, in the team games as he has been on the online road to QuakeCon.
I've been excusing that in my mind with the role that he's been playing, but yeah, he has got a lot to prove.
Let's see what happens though on map number 2. It is Cypher versus Tox. Tox looking for a map win now if he wants to really disjoint Cypher from getting the easy first place that a lot of people have predicted.
Fairly even initial start here, but it's going to come down to who's able to get that first rail, and it is going to be Tox making good use of it already, forcing Cypher back into the Mega Room fairly early here. He's going to be able to take away this YA, of course, but it's going to make him a little bit constrained when it comes to fighting for this red armor. But hey, maybe just moving in and just LGing everything or worth is going to do it. Down at 32 health, any amount of damage would just take him down now, but he's apparently unkillable, both of them so low, but Tox gets away with the armor at the very least.
I guess with the armor gets himself to 25. Cypher, I think, fairly fortunate to be alive still also.
He actually seems a little bit surprised by that. He committed so much to that fight that he left himself no exit option to go back and get that Mega. And the timing between Red and Mega and cycling that control it's down to like milliseconds. You really need to time it accurately, and Cypher, he gave it up.
Oh, having to fight though such a short stack would be a risk that Cypher doesn't seem to be really willing to take at the moment. He's definitely one of the masters of the game of being able to play from behind.
To his credit, yeah, he didn't didn't give up any frags there, and he's got himself back up essentially to 100-100. That Mega's now up. He's had an opportunity to trap it a little bit, and he's got the damage that he could get the steal as well. Toxic wasn't ready for that at all, and look at these rails and rockets coming out. Cypher is looking to chase off, and Toxic tries to go for the corner, cutting himself off from that red, and Cypher can just keep pushing it until he makes his first frag.
Cypher is a beast. Just the way he started that fight by hiding down by the teleporter in the Mega Room, and just the way he was so nimble, moving onto the Mega and back off of it, taking minimal amounts of damage. He kind of read that, right, I can just slide across back to the teleporter exit because Tox's LG will be good enough to allow me to do that. He's out of rockets completely, but Tox unable to hit anymore. 2 minutes in, 2-0 to Cypher.
Now, Cypher's position on that third Mega was really perfect. He could disengage if things didn't go his way, but he saw an opportunity to take both the damage and the Mega and took it. So I have to apologize for that earlier statement. I mean, he didn't die on that fight over Red miraculously. You could tell he was wondering for a sec, why am I still alive with this sliver of health? But he recovered so excellently.
It was interesting that Tox was unable to get that kill, but Cypher waiting around in Red Room right now forever. Very patient of him. But he gets it, not so cleanly, but with the yellow on top, he does get the full 200 armor, but Tox is still lurking there. Cypher didn't seem to be aware of that. Tox has got the LG and does want to go aggressive. Cypher looking for some peak rockets to get. He hits a rail shot. Tox might be looking pretty weak. You can tell by the top left. His health is tremendously low, and he gets the LG rail combo. How is Cypher landing this stuff?
That was the first time in the series that we've seen Tox actually trap out Cypher, and he still could not seal the deal and make that frag, and now Cypher is still just rolling on top of Tox and just taking away these frags. He is not missed a rail. I mean, he's not...
I'm not sure how many he's fired yet, so...
let's see.
I haven't seen the end.
7 out of 7.
We will be jinxing it, I'm sure of it. But the LG, Tox going aggressive again, just trying to push him off the control. I won't be surprised if Tox goes aggressive once more. The LG keeping him in the air. The red has been taken by Cypher. He's trying to leg it away. And where has Tox gone? Is he on the rail room? And it's going to be Cypher picking him off with 9 health remaining. There it is right off the spawn. Cypher gets onto the Mega somehow. He lands another rail shot. Tox falls down and it's 7-0. This guy is just playing out of his mind right now, not giving Tox a single chance.
I need to call out right now, Tox didn't hit any of that MG off the spawn. That was 9 HP.
Yeah.
The MG was the thing to do there. Tox finally picking its first frag up here, still low on health. Every single one of these fights have left both of them crippled and reeling. Tox now needs to recover to maybe start to take this back.
He needs to hit some rails over here, but he's walking into to rockets. Can he get out of here? 13 HP remaining. The red's going to be up shortly. He lands one shot. You can see the zoom. He's trying to flick for another, but red's been taken by Cypher. He needs to survive. Get Mega, get the yellow in the other room. He's got so much time to make a comeback. He does not need to rush yet.
I mean, Tox is generally known, I mean, at least I consider him to be a very aware player, and he makes very intelligent calls. He knows when to break off of fights. He knows when to kind of undercommit, and so far in the series, I haven't been seeing that as much.
That should have hit.
I'm sure he's saying the same thing. But he's able to get back up to 160, 160. Cypher's still a little bit pressured here. But it seems that every time Tox wants to get close to Cypher, Cypher's able to strong-arm him and completely shut him down.
Wow, Cypher's aim is just so much better than Tox's at the moment. You can see the way Tox is moving his mouse. It doesn't look like the kind of stable mouse control that you normally see from him. He's looking a little bit panicked, if anything, because there's quite a lot of pressure on Tox at the moment. He needs to get 15 points in this division to be the overall, well, championship, TriMasters, Masters, if you will.
Right. Like I said, I mean, they've been doing excellently in team modes. We saw a lot of just solid cohesion out of MD over the past couple days, but now all the pressure's on Tox, and right now, well, I mean, Cypher's got 76% rail. I mean, that's tough to compete against.
Yeah, that is a lot, and Tox just takes a massive direct rocket. 8 health left for Cypher. He lands another rail. Tox has got nothing at the moment. Mutual frag. Important shot for Tox, which maybe, just maybe, gives him a chance to stay in this game, but it's such a frag difference already.
A mutual frag is a nice little reset button on the match. You know, take out the cartridge, blow on it, put it back in, and hopefully he can do just as well in this latter half. He doesn't have a whole lot of time, though.
There's so many shots here that he should be missing.
Yeah.
30% rail from Tox. You expect much more from him. It's Cypher who's hitting over 70.
And he's essentially maintaining that as well. Just backpedaling and taking these rails off of Tox. You can see that Tox is just mad now and he just wants to take this frag, but same situation as last map. Sure, you got the frag, but you're left with 20, 30 health. Now you have to decide between recovering or trying to put more pressure on Cypher. And now the clock is so against Tox that neither one of those really works for him.
He's actually just going for the kill straight away, even though, you know, there's items behind him. He's rushing. He's playing it very quickly.
Fortunately here, the 50s are a little bit more cyclable, and he can kind of pick them up on his way from spawn to spawn to put pressure on Cypher. So he's got the opportunity, at least, without really putting himself out of position.
Cypher did get that last mega, which is very annoying for Tox. He wants to push out instead. That's what Cypher wanted to do. He's like, you go through a choke point, you're going to pay for it. He chases down, and actually Cypher, he craters. That's very good news for Tox. But it's still 8 frags. Tox isn't able to get himself some extra health. He's hitting a rail. One more would be very important, and he does land it.
Finally waking up here.
Mega's going to be up in a moment. He's found it. Tox, you've got to back off. This is way too dangerous. There's a 50 health bubble.
Tox has been punished every time he kind of peeks his head out, looking for those shots and wondering where Cypher is. Cypher seems to already know.
Cypher's so fast moving across and getting that mega as well. Tox really wanted to punish him, but Cypher just keeps on hitting rails. He strings all of them together. He just doesn't seem to miss when it matters. But we've got a little pop rocket there from Tox. 2.5 minutes to go.
Tox is still just very low on health. I mean, at some point, Cypher is going to, you know, get a frag back, just taking Tox down as he's weak. Something like this, and he's going to get an item, and he's going to be back in control. It doesn't take a whole lot there, but it's been forfeited out. 5-14, solid play out of Cypher,
that was
showing us why he's Cypher.
That was really, really quick. I was expecting Tox to put up much more of a fight there, but his rail was very off there. 22 out of 32, well, landed to fired, but much less, 13 out of 33 for Tox. And I would never expect it to be the opposite way around, but I'd expect Tox to be at least up there.
He brought it back towards the latter half of the latter portion of the match before it got forfeited. But that wasn't the only problem, obviously. It was the traps. It was the fact that even